Hey everybody, hello. Welcome to another edition of Cooking Up a Revolution. Thank you for joining me. Hope it all has been well in your guys' world. So you know how we get things started on my jam. Give these bad boys a good little shuffle here. What kind of message does the universe have in store for us today? Again, just a reminder, doesn't matter when you're tuning in. These readings are timeless. And if you're watching it, it's meant for you at that time. So we got the card of death, which is not negative at all. Because death is nothing more than a new beginning. Let's check our reference here. So number 13. There we go. This is a card about permanent change. Death rides in on a white stallion to claim the life of a fellow who has lived out his days. The sun sets, a eulogy is said, the past is buried, the slate is clean. This card describes someone who is undergoing a dramatic, profound, or radical change, someone who is good at adjusting to change, or someone who is attempting to resist change. The inevitable occurs. A new chapter begins. Someone wants to shield you from reality. Every fucking mainstream media outlet out there right now. But you must go on with your life. For work, resign yourself. Massive changes shake up the workplace. Terminations occur. People are unexpectedly shuffled. A few heads roll or a leader falls. A product line goes into decline or a business is killed off. Arrangements are made in a hurry. Things change for good. For love, say your goodbyes. Someone goes on ahead, leaving you behind, for something comes between you, or sparks that once flew simply no longer ignite. A juncture has been reached in this relationship. You stand to suffer a permanent loss. A friendship runs its course. For money, cash in your chips. It's time to call in your IOUs, convert bonds and securities into hard currency, or make draws against equity stakes or cash values. Residual benefits are distributed in lump sums. You stand the chance of receiving an inheritance. Add up your current assets before you launch new plans. For strategy, start over from scratch. Clear away the past. Clean up after a project is finished, or prepare a fresh surface to build up from. Pay your respects to those who have influenced you. Keep something of sentimental value with you at all times. Someone wants to see you succeed on your own. Well, I would certainly say that's pretty relevant considering the situations that we find ourselves in and the way things have been going as of late. So as per usual, the tarot cards hit the nail right on the head. There we go, get those guys put away. So for today's episode, we are going to do up some grilled cheese. Sometimes you just gotta crave it for a grilled cheese. There's plenty of ways to do it. If you do it right, you're gonna be left with an awesome product. First rule, Grilled Cheese Club, don't ever use Kraft singles to make your grilled cheese. That's just an abomination, and you deserve better than that. So, what do we got? First off, we got the base. We got sourdough bread, because that's what I like. It's my preference. If you like rye or wheat or just regular white bread or sesame bread or grain bread, whatever it may be to you, that's what works. So I got these nice guys. One thing I like to do when I'm making my grilled cheese is just to give them a light toast in the toaster to start things off. It just makes it a bit easier to spread the goodness on, and it has a little bit of crispiness to it. So we've got some pesto. We've got some mozzarella cheese. We've got some old cheddar cheese. We've got some pineapples. We've got some tomato sauce. We've got our room temperature softened butter. Got some grated Parmesan cheese. And then we've got some ham as well, because we're going to make a few different grilled cheeses. Because again, the beautiful thing about a grilled cheese is it's a blank slate that you can do whatever your heart desires with. So we got our pan here. We're going to throw that on the stove. Flip our bread over a bit because it's some big pieces of bread. So once those pieces of bread are ready, first thing we are going to do is butter it with our softened butter. And that is going to be on the outside of the bread. So I'm using butter. You can use margarine if you like, whatever you got. I've also heard that you can use mayo for this application, and it will produce a nice crispy grilled cheese as well, but I'm just not a big mayo guy, so it's just not something that I've tried. But from what I've watched and seen, it looks like it turns out pretty awesome. So if you're a mayo person, that's definitely another option that you can use. So we're just waiting for those pieces of bread to toast up. There we go. So we got those ones there. Just a nice little light toast. Giving a nice little bit of crispiness to it. They'll both fit in the pan. This bread is bigger than I thought it was when I bought it. So, use a spoon. Find the back of a spoon is a wonderful tool for spreading goodness on bread. Whatever that goodness may be. So butter the whole thing, edge to edge. See, you got that all buttered up. Now we're gonna flip that over. Grab our pesto. I'm gonna give this a bit of a stir here. I'll just slap some pesto on the top here. You're going to throw pesto on both slices. Okay. Remember, spread that out all the way to the edge. Get all your bases covered. I'm going to flip my other toasties. So we're going to give this guy a nice little sprinkle of our Parmesan here. And then we are going to use our mozzarella cheese that we got. We'll use about 6 of these little guys. And then we'll just break up a nice little bit of cheddar as well. Okay. So got that one there ready. And we repeat. Get that outside slice all buttered up to perfection. Once again, ensuring you get all the edges, you get it all nice and covered. We're going to throw the heat onto our pan using a nice medium-low heat. So a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll just, crank the heat, put it on like a medium-high, and then you're just burning the outside of your grilled cheese while the inside doesn't get anything happening with it. So now we're going to take our marinara sauce and we're going to spread that on the inside. Once again, all the way to the edge. This big old chunky tomato I don't want in there. Okay, a couple of scoops on the other side. And then we are going to throw our mozzarella cheese on. And then we're going to grab our ham. I just got this from the deli, nice and thin sliced. And you kind of put it on there and fold it over on itself. We're going to use about 3 slices. You don't want to load it up too much. We also don't want to not load it up enough. That's our 3 slices there. We got some pineapple bits that I drained on a paper towel to ensure that it wasn't so wet. I'm going to grab a green onion. I absolutely love green onion with everything. Don't matter what it is. Green onion goes with it. Okay. And we're going to throw a couple other pieces of mozzarella on top to kind of encase all of that Hawaiian goodness. Little tiny bit of cheddar just to add a little bit of extra flavor layers. Then we will slap that side on. Okay. Pan is heating up good. Got these guys all ready here. So now we are going to transfer these to the pan. This is where you gotta be careful. There we go, that was awesome. Okay, so we got those guys in there. Then I got my little cookie sheet here. We're going to slap on top just to kind of hold that heat in. Otherwise, a lot of it escapes. It will take longer for the cheese to melt, things to come together the way they're supposed to. So those are our little non-traditional ones. And for the last one we're going to do, we'll just make a regular traditional grilled cheese. Again, getting them in the toaster. Nice crisp layer on the bread to make it nice and easy to spread. You know, there's nothing worse than when you're trying to put some stuff on your bread and you just tear it apart, get all overzealous. It's all soft and just falls apart on you. Don't need that. So that's toasting. We'll clean up our little bits. And you want to have a good surface to make these on, because once you butter it aside and you put it down, you're going to lose a little bit of butter. It's going to go on things. So you just got to be careful with that. Got those in the pan. Flip my big giant pieces of bread. Completely impressed with how perfectly the bread fit into the pan, because that was something I definitely wasn't sure about. Alright, we got those going. And those will just take a couple of minutes to crisp up and get nice and golden. Back to the other bread. Okay, here we go. We got these ones ready. Again, back of the spoon, big old blob of butter. Never been a big fan of sourdough. It's just not something I've never actually tried. And then I was watching a documentary about bread and the history of bread and all sorts of things, and how sourdough is kind of like a live bread. And then once I heard about that, gave it a go and I tried it, and I was like, this is awesome bread. So sometimes it pays to just try a little something. Maybe a little outside your comfort zone, a little unfamiliar. But you never know, you could be missing something. Okay. that was a good flip. Totally okay with that. See, they come together really fast once you get it all going. The second side will always cook a lot faster than the first side. That's definitely something you always got to pay attention to. These just need a quick second more. So we can flip our other bread over, get the rest of our cheddar cheese laid out on there. Gonna do all the cheddar there. We'll give it a little sprinkle of Parmesan. So you can never have enough too much Parmesan. Getting shit's like crack. Okay, we got that one all up and ready to go. These ones should be ready to take off. Turn that heat down a little touch here. We can throw our last one in. Throw a little cover on there to help with the melty. Oh, look at this goodness. Could have taken it off a few seconds earlier, but that's still definitely A-okay. This thing keeps fucking spinning around. Yeah, let's bring you to the magic here. Right, just get underneath there. So that's perfect. Good old flipperoo. Again, that will be nice and ready in just like a minute, and it comes together super fast. So there really ain't too much more to show you, because I'm going to be devouring these guys now. So once again, you know, try some experimentation. Try whatever works for you. Whatever you like. Throw it in some bread, throw some cheese on it, throw it in the pan with some butter, and fry that bitch up. See, look how golden that is. That's just goodness. Goodness in the pan. Some butter and cheese and some nice sourdough. We're laughing. There you are. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. We'll see you again next time. Mwah!